Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church Divine Service. This morning with us, we have Leslie Knight, who will be doing the healing moments, and our medium today will be Sandra Stevenson. And I look forward to sharing the whole service with you all today. And I hope we are live now. We've had some technical problems with all three of us, as well as spiritual productions. I think my dad's trying to come through and say a few words, but it's not happening so far. Just want to open our meeting with prayer, friends. Great architect of the universe, unseen but ever present and ever manifest in thy creation, we come to thee this morning through the internet and through many miles to be with us all, celebrating this Sunday morning service. May the love and the power of the Spirit manifest itself this day, not only in our own hearts, but the hearts of the people we meet and embrace. Loving Father, we thank thee for this time together. So mote it be. Amen. Leslie.
That's better. Good morning, everybody. Lovely to see you all again. Hope you've had a good week. So just stay with us a minute. Yeah, I know. Well, you know, if you all right.
I've turned my phone off, my mobile.
Yeah. And I'd like to welcome you all from far and wide. We've got so much going to be happening over the next few weeks with this. We've got Ashley and Ivan on in a couple of days' time, or a few days' time. And Spiritual Production has got something on every day. But I do apologise for this interference that we're having, but we will hopefully get past that quite soon. Now, I'll look forward to meeting you all in the flesh, hopefully one day, those who live in the UK. I can't even hear you, Richard.
Using this as a friend.
Hello, Richard. I've just got a text from Ivan Lee saying I'm stuck in my own time vortex. Don't cross in your own live time stream. Yeah. Once again, friends, sorry about this interference. We possibly one of us, Leslie, Sandra, and myself are having internet connection problems, but hopefully Richard's now resolved this, and we should start our service again quite soon. Now, I want you to all open your hearts and minds when it comes to the meditational part of the service, and join in with all those people you know that are unwell and in need of healing. And when it comes to the clairvoyant part of the service, I want you all to also send up your love, send up also your who you are and where you're calling from. And I know Sandra will do her best to connect with loved ones in the spirit world and communicate that over the live stream.
Right. Shall I try and connect with my mobile then? Shall I try and connect to you via my mobile and try that?
Starting up again. Good morning once again, friends. I'd like to deeply apologise what's happened. At the moment, we're blaming Leslie because she's all funny colours at the moment. So we're blaming Leslie. But as I'm the president of the church, I'll take full responsibility. Yeah, it's Leslie's fault. So welcome again, once again, to our Sunday service. I do apologise for all the interference, but that's life. We do believe there's a lot of power of the energy of the spirit world out there. And we're all, as Ivan Lee just said to me, I've got to keep in my own time stream. I keep going backwards and forwards to the Tudor time. So I think that could be part of the problem. So let us unite in prayer once again. Great architect of the universe, we ask thy blessing upon this Sunday morning service. And may the love and the power of the spirit world come near and close to Leslie, Sandra, myself and Richard. And may we be blessed by thy presence. Send out thy love to all this world, O Lord, and bring the light and the truth and the countenance of your being. So mote it be. Amen. And we're back to square one again.
Do you want to go straight to the mediumship and then go back to Leslie for the healing?
Yeah, try that. Good
morning, everyone. This is a surprise to me because I was expecting doing mediumship after Leslie. It's also a first for me because I'm actually doing a Sunday service with my slippers on. So it's very much a first. I have done a Zoom service, but this is my first church service using Skype. And so please bear with me, everyone. I'd like to thank Richard at Spiritual Productions for all he does. I want to make it clear to you, I cannot see your comments on the screen, so I'm not ignoring you. I can't see them. Richard is very kindly going to whisper in my ear when you understand something. So can I ask you please to type yes, and then what you are saying yes to in the comments, and he will filter it out. So I have a contact of a lady who is dressed very, very elegantly, and she's calling herself the Duchess. And I think that this is a nickname within the family, that was what the family referred to this lady as. She's showing herself, she seems to have a fairly slim figure, as I'm seeing her in later life, and she's walking. She's got some form of walking cane. I want to call it a cane, not a walking stick, because I haven't got the rounded handle at the head. It's more of a knob or a ball at the top of the stick. So it's this is the description that I'm feeling of the lady. Very nicely dressed. She does remind me of the Downton Abbey, the lady in that, the elderly lady there. So, and there should be an anniversary about now. An anniversary to me is a birthday, a passing to spirit, or a wedding anniversary, something like that. And so there should be something of that ilk. There is a delay with receiving comments. She's also bringing in with her a younger girl who has got longer, fairer hair. I do sometimes make mistakes with hair colouring, and I'd just like to say that if I give a name, it can be somebody that is still alive or somebody that's passed away. So this is the description of the lady as I'm feeling her at the minute, and she's bringing forward Sharon. Hello, Sharon. As you know, I'm sorry I can't hear you, but this lady comes through with a lot of love for all the family here on the earth. She did have a nice sense of humour. She appreciated what the family used to call her It was quite a family joke, and she's okay with that. And she rather liked it, actually, because she felt it gave her a status within the family, and that it was very... it gave her almost a power that this gave it. She felt she commanded more respect by being called the Duchess. And I do feel that around you at the moment, it's as if within your life you're in need of a little bit of power and respect yourself, that it's almost as if you've doubted yourself at times. Now, I'm being taken to my left leg, sort of the knee downwards, and from the thigh downwards. And I don't know whether it's yourself that has trouble with your leg or whether it's her that had trouble, but I'm going to my left leg. She had trouble with her left leg. But I feel that at times you will feel a coolness on the outside of your left leg. And can you just please know that when you feel that coolness, that is your grandmother coming forward and just letting her know that she's with you and that she's taking care of you the way she always did. There's a tremendous amount of love that she's bringing, not just for you, but also for the rest of the family. Because I feel that there's quite a group of you, and she's just putting a circle of protection around you all. I do feel I'm being shown a third eye, so I do feel that there's mediumistic ability with you, Sharon, because I'm being shown that, and she's going to help and encourage you with this. I wonder, can you also place for me the younger lady that she's brought forward? I feel as if it could have been a child that's grown up in the spirit world, but she's coming forward and showing this little girl, or this young lady as she is now. And there should be 2 anniversaries at the moment. An anniversary being a birthday, a passing to spirit, or a wedding anniversary. There should be 2 of them. And also, there's somebody that likes... okay, thank you. You look... I've just seen your photo that's flashed up in front of me now, Sharon, and I've got to say you and your sister look quite a bit alike, as I'm being shown your sister. So that's lovely. You also, there's somebody that likes fizzy drinks, and she's just bringing some, she's saying pop. So she's bringing some pop to give you. And I feel that you're in need of a little bit of snap, crackle and pop is what she's saying. So I think that when you were younger, Rice Krispies, sorry for advertising, but Rice Krispies were a favourite of yours. And she's just bringing you this pep, a little bit of boost at the moment to give you that love that you're needing. As I said, you're in need of taking back a little bit of your own power at the moment, and getting a bit of inner strength and standing tall. And she is the ideal person to come around you to give you that strength and courage that you're needing. And the fun and laughter, she wants to bring that to you because she was a fun character, and that's one of the reasons she appreciated being called the Duchess. I don't know if you're into yoga or have been into yoga, but I'm being shown a rolled up yoga mat, and it's got all stars all over it. So symbolically, so she seems to feel that that's a good idea for you. And I know that you want to be up and on the go and out and about, and you certainly will be. So I'm going to leave you with her love, Sharon, and thank you so much for working with me. She's a lovely lady. I could stay with her all day. She's such a wonderful contact. But I just want to to leave that with you, if I may. So thank you ever so much, and thank you for being so lovely. And enjoy the yoga, because she won't let me leave without reinforcing that you are a little star. To her, you're still her little girl, if you like, although she was your grandmother, and she's encouraging the yoga. So all the very best to you. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. I'll have a quick slurp. I feel like the helping gourmet. Sorry. So what do I need to do? Sorry, another technical issue. Yes. Oh, okay.
I can hear the same things, Richard.
Can you? I wonder if the congregation can hear. Okay. Apologies once again for little technical hitches this morning. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Richard. Okay, so I have, there's a fair-haired young man that is coming in at the moment. He's a very fun character. He's a very nice character, and but he's grumbling because somewhere with the person I want to link with here today, there must be a door that is blocked by either a bedside table or a low cupboard. Someone has had or has at the moment a doorway that is being blocked by a bedside table or a small cupboard, and he's laughing about that. I feel I want to connect with the name of Ollie, or this person was called Ollie. So Ollie, a fair-haired young man, and there must be a door that is blocked by a cupboard in your home at the moment. He's talking about Africa and seeing the lions. I don't know if this is something he wanted to do or something that he actually did do. I feel I want South Africa here. I'm useless with geography, but that's where I feel I want to go. He's and I feel that this gentleman had an illness. I don't feel that he passed in an accident. I feel it was an illness. So if anyone can understand this young man for me, please. Not yet. Okay. Right. I'm seeing Africa, and I'm seeing treetops in Africa. I'm seeing a balcony. There must be a wheelchair that was on a balcony, or a chair on a balcony, and there are treetops all around. If we can perhaps leave the young man on one side at the moment and try and concentrate on this African link, in case I've got a split link here. So can anyone please connect me with Africa and treetops around a balcony? Let me see. It's sort of location where you would have a safari sort of location, I think. Treetops, actually, wasn't that the school where Prince Charles went? Am I right in thinking there was a school in Africa where he went? Because that's the sort of environment where I feel I want to go. There's an elderly gentleman that's there that is telling me or giving me this information about Africa and the lions, the trees around the balcony. I feel as if I want a chest, slight breathlessness with this man, and okay. Okay, that's fine, Richard. It doesn't bother me. So this Nicole Mag, I understand you can connect with South Africa and the balcony. Can you understand a gentleman, please, that would have had, I feel a breathing, a breathlessness with him, a breathing condition. And I'm feeling reasonably tall with him. I feel I want to go about 5'9", maybe a bit taller. So a very pleasant gentleman as he's coming through. Very he didn't always show his emotions, this gentleman. He didn't always show how proud he was of things, of the people in his family. It's almost like there's a bit of distance there. Can you understand that, please, Nicole, with this gentleman? Okay. All right. Okay. So I understand there's a few other people accepting this. So let me try and have a little bit more. I feel as if this gentleman's hair was a little bit tufty at the sides, that he had hair that had a will of its own at the side, if you know what I mean by that. And he's the sort of gentleman that would sometimes wear a waistcoat, but he liked to be casually dressed a lot of the time. Sue, I understand there's somebody here called Sue Croucher that can understand this. So, and you can understand the gentleman. He feels I could be going to perhaps a grandfather or a great uncle. He feels that sort of generation to me, but he's quite lovely. But you always had a very healthy respect for him, and part of this was because he didn't really show his emotions too much. I do feel he liked to sit on the balcony and enjoy the vegetation around him, the deep green. And for some reason, it's Sue, I think, for some reason, I want to give this deep colour green. If you can imagine the deep green of those very leafy plants that have got the shiny surface, I feel you're needing that around you at the moment, and that you're needing that it's a healing that's needed around you, and a strength that you're needing yourself at the moment, and that this is important for you right now. And I want to take you to your back, and I'm going sort of from the bottom of the shoulder blade downwards on the right hand side. I don't know if that's where you have a bit of discomfort, but that is where he's showing me at the moment. And it's also where you will be feeling a coolness there, and that is him coming to you and placing his hands there. And again, that's just giving you the support that you need, and the love and support and healing around you. And it seems again to be a healing for an inner strength that you're needing. You're needing courage at the moment to get through things. And this gentleman is very much around you, giving you that love and that security. I wonder if you're also connected to New Zealand, because I'm just having New Zealand coming in now. To be honest, I'm not sure whether I've left you or whether you can still understand New Zealand as well. But I want you, if you don't have a plant in the home, to try to get this dark plant. and that you need to have this dark plant, which, if you look at it, that will be a connection between you and this gentleman. So you'll be able to look at that and think of him. And it's the one that's got a dark green leaf. I'm not seeing flowers on this plant. It is purely a leafy plant. And so if you can, for him, can you please get that plant and look at it and admire it as he used to like to sit and admire the vegetation also. So thank you so much, and I'll leave you with that. I'm wondering if you can also understand Ollie, because I want to go back, if I may. Sue's got a friend that's just moved to New Zealand. Okay, thank you. I want to go back to this fair-haired young man, and I don't know if you can understand him. He could be anything. I just caught the quickest glimpse of him. He could be anything between 18 and 30, but he's wanting to make contact. So if I've left you, I'm sorry, but I would like to try to place this fair-haired young man, who I believe had an illness. I don't believe he was an accident death, an accidental death. I believe he had an illness. Can anyone place a fair-haired young man for me, please, that had an illness when he went to the spirit world? Again, please remember, if you can understand, can you please type yes, and then what you're saying yes to, and then I can take it from there. And to the lady that I've just left with New Zealand, can you please give a special shout out to your friend in New Zealand, because the gentleman is very aware of that, very excited about that. I know you're missing that friend, but do a big shout out, because for her it's a very positive move, a very positive step. Thank you. I don't know if anyone can please understand. Sue, you can understand the fair-haired man as your brother, and he's passed away. So thank you for acknowledging that. Sorry? Richard? A quick happy birthday we need to say. So thank you so much. To Emily. Okay, thank you. Annalie, to Annalie. Annalie, okay. I'm sorry if I haven't got that right, but happy birthday, whoever's birthday. Danley, happy birthday to you. Thank you. And lots of love from us at Wimbledon and Hatbridge churches and Spiritual Productions, and everyone from the spirit world that gather around you. So that's lovely. Thank you. So I'm glad we've got the fair-haired young man placed. With the lady I was giving the message to, can you also understand the name of Ollie? Ollie, because I heard Ollie, and that was around the fair-haired young man. Now, it could be a friend of his, it could be somebody you know, so that's still alive. But there's a there should be an Ollie somewhere. And Sue, can I ask you? You might not want to admit this on screen, but do you have a door that is or has been blocked by a small wooden table, by a small bedside table, or a small cupboard or something? You can still open the door, but not fully. Because this fair-haired young man is grumbling about that, and he's laughing about it, and he's saying, you could make it easier for me to come to visit you, but that's his joke. You understand that? Because that's his sense of humour and his joke and the way he would tease you when he was here. So I'm going to leave you with his love and his grumbles. and and laughter, because I feel a lot of laughter with him. He was a nice character, and he would grumble, but in a funny way. So thank you so much, and thank you. I'm trying not to look at the screen too much, but Sue, Ollie is a friend. Okay, that's great, because I know your brother would be wanting to say hi to Ollie. So thank you. As I say, I'm sort of glancing at the screen and glancing away. So I want to thank everyone for their nice comments that are coming up. But if I miss a lot, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry, because I'm trying to concentrate on my friends in the spirit world at the moment and not so much on the people here, because I trust the spirit world so much, and the evidence that they give me. And I try not to get too distracted at the minute. It's the first time I've done this, so please bear with me. Not the first time I've done mediumship, obviously, but the first time I've done a Skype service. So thank you so much. I'll leave that link now and see who we have coming through here. There's a gentleman here, and he's making me smile as well. I feel he would have been a really action man while he was here. He's putting on biggles goggles, like flying goggles. So I don't know whether he was connected with flying, perhaps during the war or something. But I do know that this man would have skied. He would have been always on the go. He's putting on head protection gear now for boxing. He dabbled in a bit of boxing as well. So I feel as if I could be going to a dad or a granddad here with this gentleman. He would have been, I just want to call him Action Man. Again, I don't know whether there's a joke about biggles, or he liked sort of wartime movies where the flying and that kind of thing, because this is the character of the gentleman I'm feeling. I do feel as if at one time he would have had a bit of a tash, but I don't think he had that all his life. Can anyone understand this gentleman, please, as being a dad or a granddad? He's showing me medals, so I do know he would have been awarded medals. So this would be, I think there are 3 medals he's showing me. A possible father-in-law. Okay, thank you. Okay, so there's a Ruth and a Caroline. I understand that I'm being advised by Richard of Spiritual Productions that you can understand this. I've got to get the Spiritual Productions in to give Richard a little plug there, because he's doing well. So this gentleman, I want to try to, the gentleman I'm connecting with, there should be somebody on the earth plane that's got a little bit of something around their eye, and I'm going to the left eye at the moment, or it could be him that had a bit of a problem. Whether it's it feels a bit like a watery eye. Sharon, now that's interesting. Your granddad was in the war, and you call him Niggles. Biggles. You call him Biggles. Okay, thank you. That feels right to me. I feel as if I'm connecting with Sharon. So thank you for everyone that has spoken up. But I do feel as if I want to go towards Sharon. Can you also please, Sharon, understand a watery eye? And I'm going to the left eye, as if it was either him or around. He's a funny character, because he's, we don't see them so much these days, but the old-fashioned powder puffs that people used to to put makeup on with. He's showing that to me. And he's laughing about you doing your makeup. And so it must be some kind of joke there about you and your makeup, because he loved to see you when you were younger, experimenting with makeup. I feel that there's a lot of makeup experiments either going on now or have gone on, where you're trying to see, does this suit me? Well, like all us women do, don't we? But does this suit me as this? And he's got this old-fashioned powder puff, and he's dabbing it to your cheek. And I feel that sometimes you will feel a little tickle around here. It's almost like, it's not a tingling, it's almost like if you put your nails to your face there and just do that. It's that sort of feeling. Please know when you get that, that's your granddad, or your dad. He feels so close to you, this gentleman. You must have had quite a lot to do with him. So, because I'm torn between granddad and dad, and I'm not reading what you've put on the screen, but he's laughing. He's got this great sense of fun, and that's what he's wanting to bring you. Oh, he's brought curling irons in now. Curling irons, for doing your hair and curling your hair. Oh, that was Lancashire, wasn't it? Saying hair. Curling your hair, and he's doing that. So for him, it's important that you keep up appearances at the minute, that you do your hair and you put your makeup on and that kind of thing, because he's proud of you, this gentleman. He's so incredibly proud. He's just, he's like his heart burst with pride for you, and he's just he's trying so hard. I'm sorry, I keep looking away and looking down, but that's me. And I feel as if that he so wants you to appreciate everything in life, and to make the most of life, and to go out there and get it. He was that action figure that nothing stopped him. If he wanted to do something, I'm talking about sport or activity-wise or something, he would do it. And he's just making fun of things. And I feel as if he would have had a lady that would have used the powder puff. He would have known the lady with the powder puff. Of course, it was that era, and there was a lot of love between the two of them. But he's not letting anyone else come in. He's sort of hogging the show because he's so excited at coming through. There is a lady there in the background that would have had curls in her hair to about this sort of length, and it feels that it's parted towards the middle, just a little bit off centre of the middle. And so she's there, but she's standing back and letting him do all the speaking, because she says it's easier that way to let him. He's a tremendous character. He loves you lots, and you can chip away at that love anytime you want. If you're feeling at all down, his love is totally unconditional. He's saying, don't let anyone put you down. Never let anyone put you down. And his love is totally unconditional. And so whenever you're feeling a little bit, maybe a lack of love, or something not quite right in your life, think of him. He's always there. And so much love with him. So I'll leave you with that, with the love, and keep up appearances. He's saying it's important, and you never know. First impressions mean a lot. He's saying first impressions. So you always want to be looking your best for him. All right. So I'm going to leave you with his love, and thank you ever so much for speaking out. That's really nice of you. Thank you. It makes me It makes me, how can I say, proud to be able to give messages from your loved ones. And that's so lovely. He's drawing a star now. I'm going to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, that nursery rhyme. He's giving that, so thank you. Lots of love from him and from me too. I'm also feeling, so I'm going to try and just leave that link. Can anyone please understand the John Lennon song, Imagine? Because I heard that as I was getting ready for today. Now, it could have been played at a funeral or something like that. I do feel I'm connecting with a gentleman with this, that's giving me this information. I'm not seeing him. He's not showing himself to me. I'm only sensing him. I feel as if he would have had a little bit of back trouble towards the top of his back, sort of between the shoulder blades, as if there was he had a bit of a problem there, that he kept having to move to just adjust and sort of squirm a bit and wriggle a bit. He's and I'm not sure whether you can understand also where this Imagine is, because that was what he wanted. I feel I want someone that had cancer of the, I didn't know whether I was going throat or esophagus, the gullet or stomach, but it's definitely the digestive tract. I'm going to the digestive tract. So I feel this gentleman that you should be able to understand, whoever I want to link with, you should be able to understand the John Lennon song as having significance. It may be in your life a great significance or played at a funeral, but I know that it's very important, the John Lennon song. But also I feel I want this cancer that seemed to spread both ways. It went up and it went down. But it's definitely the intestinal tract. Not intestines. I'm not going down there. I'm going up the gastric. It's the digestive up here. I can't find the right words for it, but yeah, I'm sure you'll know, sort of from the throat down to the stomach. That's where I want the cancer. So if you can understand it, because this gentleman actually was sympathizing with me. He must have, I'm sorry to say this on live and screen and everything, but he must have vomited with this cancer quite a bit, because I'll share a secret with you. When I woke up this morning, I'd eaten something yesterday that really didn't agree with me. I was very bilious and for a good while this morning, which worried me somewhat. But because I worried me only because I knew I was doing mediumship this morning, and this man was with me at that time, and he's saying, now you know how I felt. So I do know there would have been a lot of sickness, literally sickness, with this gentleman. Can anyone understand this, please? Kate. Oh, Kate, thank you. He's so just as long as you can understand that, and you can understand the John Lennon song, that's lovely. He didn't like what he went through, and he didn't like he didn't like what he went through, and he didn't like people seeing him like that, because he was quite a proud gentleman, and it distressed him that others might witness his discomfort. He must have been a determined gentleman, because, as I say, he was here first thing this morning as I was getting ready. Kate, you don't know of the sickness. Either he did it in private or before people were there, or is there anyone else, please, that can understand this? because I'm not sure it's with Kate. It's with Kate. I really do feel I want someone that vomited. So Phil, you can understand the music. Can you understand the gentleman that had cancer up here, please? Or, okay. Wherever this gentleman is that I'm trying to connect with, to me, he's not showing himself to me, sadly. But I do know he would have been violently sick, violently on a number of occasions. Let me see if I can feel a little bit more. Thank you, everyone, for speaking up. And Richard, can I please leave you watching the screen while I try and get a little bit more about him, and let me know when someone can understand. Now, within this gentleman's family, I do feel I want army. Either he was in the army or other family members, but there would be a strong army connection with this gentleman. And would you also know, please, about a policeman? It's almost as if someone could have been notified of a death by a policeman. Somebody here, Reynolds, imagine can take throat cancer, male, yes, bilious due to chemo, very proud. Thank you. That's where I want to go. Thank you. Thank you for speaking up. The other lady, please take what you can from the message. But I feel as if I want to connect with K.A. Reynolds. So thank you. That's where I feel I'm going. And I'm sorry, but it didn't feel the right connection before. But I know that sometimes you can be sitting there and I will be carrying on speaking to K.A. Reynolds and you'll be able to understand. So please, and if you understand what I'm also going to say to K.A. Reynolds, please just pop back and say, yes, you understand that too. That would be fantastic. Because once the link's been made with you, it sort of carries on as a double link. So that's fine. So K.A. Reynolds, can you please also understand the army connection? And would you also understand where somebody quite close to you was notified of a death by a policeman? Okay, thank you. I'm sorry about that, about your husband. You have my deepest sympathies and condolences. I take funeral services, and at the moment with this, there have been a couple of suicides that I'm taking the funeral services for, and it's always very sad. I feel that your husband wants to say to you sorry about that, but he wouldn't have wanted you to find him. I know we've just passed April, but would April be a really significant month for you, please? And I feel I want to go especially around the 12th of April. So because I'm seeing the 12th of April written up. And I also feel I want connections with Europe with you. I know we all want to travel, but I'm feeling travel to Europe and a bicycle. I'm just being shown a bicycle's just flashed up in front of me. So, and somebody's laughing and they're saying, get on your bike. So this must be the humour of the gentleman that's me at the moment. None of them are really showing themselves to me. And I think I've got 2 or 3 gentlemen here that are trying to link to you at the same time. I feel I have your granddad. I feel I have your husband. And I don't know if you can understand a lot of laughter with one of them, a tremendous amount of laughter. With your husband, I feel that there would have been highs and there would have been lows, extremes, if you like, extremes. Whereas your granddad was more of an even keel sort of character. Nothing really phased your granddad. You could tell him anything. He was very, how can I say, very, You could tell him something and it stayed with him. You could have a confidential chat with him, and you could tell him about anything at all. And oh, thank you. You worked in Greece when you were younger. Thank you, because I felt a very strong connection, because although I was talking about April, I wanted to say it in a foreign language, a European language. So thank you. Thank you for that. He's... your granddad wants you, please, to, when people say things to you, to keep it in your head and not speak it. You know, the three wise monkeys, hear all, see all, and say nothing. Your granddad's saying he wants you to be a bit of the three wise monkeys. Hear it all, see it all, but don't repeat it. He was a very, very nice gentleman, your granddad. Your husband is just making me laugh because it's him that's saying, get on your bike. And of course, that can have two implications, and he's totally meaning that, on your bike. Oh, yeah. In fact, it might even have been an expression of his, like, you can forget that, you know, get on your bike. You know, I'm not doing that because this is the way he is. He feels, to me, I can't help laughing with him, actually, your husband, because he's such a lively character. He's tremendous fun, and I'm just so sorry that he felt it was necessary to take his own life. But as you can see, he's come back.
Sandra, you're coming to a time now.
He's come back with that laughter and wants you to remember that side of him and the fun times that you shared. So thank you for that. I can only call you K.A. Reynolds. Thank you for that. Thank you for joining with Wimbledon and Hackbridge churches and spiritual productions. And I've been called to time. So thank you all so much for listening and joining in. Thank you. Bye now.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Well done.
Thank you.
Right, before I hand over to Leslie to do the healing meditation, I do just want to spend a few moments talking about some of our people at both the churches, Hackbridge and Wimbledon, that are especially missing everyone. And those of you who attend Wimbledon on Sunday, we have what I call the fellowship afterwards, where there's a lot of tea, a lot of cake, and if Shirley's there's a lot of chat. And I know people are missing that. People like Jules, Jim, Phil, who's not well at the moment. Shirley's missing it. Barbara especially is missing it. Ivor and Daphne, Kelly and Stephen, they're really missing this time together. And hopefully this service is helping heal a part of that little gap in between. So I'll send all my love and blessings to you all. And I now hand you over to Leslie for the healing.
Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Oh, I'm still a bit of a funny colour. I don't know what's happened at my end. I've got the blame for it, but I'm sure it couldn't possibly have been me. I always get the blame for everything, but it's not me, trust me. Okay, I'd like to do something just a little bit different today. So can I ask you all if you can just sit and close your eyes? Now, Richard, if you want to join in, because it'll probably do you good as well. Okay, he's telling me he hasn't got time. Okay, so just close your eyes and I want you to breathe in a beautiful white light. And as you breathe out, I want you to breathe out any negative energies, any problems, any stress, worries that you might be feeling at this time. And as that light goes out, watch as it's a dark grey colour. Once again, breathe in the beautiful white light. Breathe out any negative feelings, any problems, and watch as the grey colour comes. And as you keep breathing that white light in, notice that your out breath, the grey is becoming lighter. Carry on breathing that beautiful white light. Your out breath is getting a lighter grey. Your problems are dissipating. You're sending your problems, your stress, your anxieties away. Breathe in that white light until now it's a very, very pale grey. Notice how more relaxed you feel, how calm you feel, how you're not so scared or frightened. And carry on breathing in that beautiful white light until you're breathing out a pure white light as well. Watch as that white light comes into your body and the beautiful white light goes out. Enjoy that feeling of relaxation, that feeling of being one with the universe. Just let any negative energies, any feelings of worry, any stress, any anxiety that you have within your mind, within your body, just let it drift away, as your body is now filled with that beautiful white, pure light. Notice how light you feel. And I want you to visualize yourselves now in a beautiful blue light. And just feel the hands of somebody on your shoulders. Feel the gentle presence standing behind you. And as you're covered in that light, that blue light, feel the healing that's coming into each and every one of your bodies, going into every molecule, every atom, everywhere that healing is needed the most, whether it be pains in your body. Just enjoy that feeling. Enjoy the feeling of relaxation, knowing you're being cared for, you're being looked after. There's no need to be afraid. There's no need to be scared. All will be well. Feel as that healing goes inside every single part of your body, deep down into your heart, making you feel protected and making you feel safe. And when you're ready, I want you to just open your eyes and find yourselves back in your room. Your bottom's firmly on the seat and your feet are firmly on the ground. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And the reason I've done that this morning, I wanted to do something a little bit different, because I think as spiritualists, as mediums, as healers, as carers, we all give out our energy. We all give out our prayers, our thoughts to everybody else, and we forget ourselves. And I just felt this morning it would be nice for us and everybody watching, because I know everybody is watching here this morning. We're all carers. We all care about our loved ones. We care about people we've never met before. And we send so many prayers and healing out. We forget to think about ourselves. We forget to give ourselves healing and ask for ourselves. So I hope you just enjoyed that. You can sit and you can do that any time. And if ever you feel afraid or you're worried or you feel a bit stressed, just do that little exercise where you're breathing in the white light. And just carry on doing it until all those dark negative energies have come away and you're breathing in white light and breathing out white light. You can do it any time you want. Okay? So now I'm going to ask you to just join me in prayer, because we're going to join into our healing minute. I'm going to mention a few names that are on our healing books. If you've got any problems and you want some healing for you or your family or anybody, we have just put your names on our website, on the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church or Hackbridge Spiritualist Church. We have lots of healers that belong to the church that will send out healing regularly to each and every name that is mentioned and is asked for healing. So just remember, you're not alone and we're all here for you. Everybody at Wimbledon and Hackbridge Church are here. And we have Okay, and Richard is just saying to me that he's going to put a meditation on straight after this show. If anybody would like to join that, I'm sure that would be wonderful. He's doing such good work, and I might even do it myself. I don't think we can get enough meditation at the moment and calming ourselves. So, Divine Spirit, we ask for healing to be sent to the four corners of our world to help contain this virus. We send prayers to all the NHS staff and all our key workers that they are risking their own health to keep our country safe. We ask for healing for all those suffering from this terrible virus. May they be given the strength to recover. We pray for all those that have passed to the spirit world due to this virus, and may help, healing and strength be given to their loved ones who may not have been able to comfort and be with them at their transition. I'm just going to mention a few names from our healing books that we've been given, and after that give you a few moments to send healing thoughts and prayers out to everybody that you think need help at the moment. So can we ask for Shirley, for Angela and her baby, for Hind, for Brian, for Yasleen Singh, for Phil Shaw, Peggy the dog, Harley Bridle, Louise Maplebeck, Angie May, Caroline, Kaylee, the Plumtree family, for Ray, for Bertie the dog, and for Jim Knight. And I'll just leave you for a moment to send out your own personal thoughts and prayers. Divine Spirit, please send your healing, love and strength to the earth. May this tragedy bring all our nations together. We ask for peace, love and healing to be sent to our world in the hope that everyone will now realise how precious life and our planet really are. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Well, I'm sorry if I disrupted the service this morning. Obviously, I have lots of energy around me, and I'm sure that perhaps our spirit world wanted to join in as well this morning. So I'm going to send you over to Ray. Lovely to be here, and I hope you will join Richard in his meditation after this. And I'll be doing my meditation on Friday with Wimbledon and LAD promotions if you'd like to join me then. And thank you for everything you do, Richard. So I'll pass you over to Ray.
Well, hello again, friends. Just want to say a few words before we close for the morning. And once again, I will reiterate what Leslie's just said. Please join Richard for his meditation. It's a very important part of the Healing Day. Just want to say a few words before we go and close the meeting with prayer. Quite a few people this week have got on to Jackie and I, expressing how frightened, how concerned they are, and how they feel they're in darkness and certainly feel alone. And I just want to share some words from Silver Birch, if I may. There is no need for fear or anxiety as to that which worries you. Spirit is stronger than matter. The Great Spirit is stronger than any human individual. The plan of the Great Spirit will prevail. Be full of cheer, have faith and hope, because you know once you have made your contact with the greatest power in the universe, you will not be failed. At times like this, and I know I've felt it over the last few weeks with the lock-in, that we do feel separated by the love and the power of Spirit, our churches, our fellowships, going to perhaps day clubs, and we're all feeling isolated. I was talking to a minister friend of mine in Spain yesterday. She has had in total 80 days of isolation, and that's also with the coronavirus as well. She has been quite poorly, but yesterday she was full of joy and cheer to everybody that she encounters. We must continually have our strength put to our friends and family that are fearful at this time. Jackie and I have been extremely blessed by what our family have done for us. They've done shopping for us. They've gone out for us. We actually met yesterday with great distance between us all, social inclusion. And our grandson Ethan, who some of you will know, kept saying, you've got to be 2 meters apart. You've got to be 2 meters apart. No changing, no touching. And he went on like that for about 45 minutes. And in the end, he went off to play, which was the best thing he could do. He even tells his next door neighbour, Prue, you've got to be 2 meters from me, Prue. Keep your distance. But with the love and the power of the Spirit, we don't have to worry about that social distancing, because we need to include in our life the healing power of the Spirit. There have been some great healers living now and those who have passed to the Spirit. And the most favourite one of mine is Harry Edwards, because Harry would just simply do his healing. Now, a few years ago, when I was recommending some books to a new healer trainee, she said to me, Harry Edwards, he's old hat. And I can't accept that and never will accept that. Harry probably would have laughed at that. But what Harry taught within his spiritual healing, the words may have changed, but we're still doing within our healing movement now. But Harry would have wanted us to continually spread the word of hope and joy. There's a member of our church, Kelly, who had and received healing from Harry. She calls him Henry because he said he could, but I never had that pleasure of being given that blessing of calling him Henry. But Harry would have wanted us to keep the message. He was a very, very strong believer in spiritualism. He was a minister of spiritualism, and he never hid his light under a bushel. Now it's up for us now, because I know Leslie's doing it, I know Sandra does it, is to keep our light in the forefront. I recently conducted a funeral service. There was only 15 people there, I think maximum, no, 13 maximum, but we were only allowed 13. But I've recently been told of a family friend who said they've lost a friend to spirit and they can't even have a funeral service because the crematorium won't allow it. Now that's extremely sad, because people need to say their goodbyes in one way or another. Even of us who are spiritualists need to say our goodbyes, but we need to have joy in our heart, contentment in our heart, that know that we are not alone at this time, that the spirit world, even more now, is closer than ever. Now, for one reason or another, my daughter Rachel's been looking for many things to do with my dad, and she suddenly came across yesterday a cassette tape, so it's showing its age by saying that, of my dad telling the story of the 3 little pigs in his own way. I'm pleased to say there was no swear words, but Dad told this story, and it was so wonderful to hear his telling of that story of 3 little pigs. And it brought joy to all of us who knew Dad listening to it. And he especially loved that way of telling a story, being in a story. He once told my Ashley that he had been a fighter pilot and a bomber pilot during World War II, and that he had saved so many airmen from dying in plane crashes. It was just his way of telling the story. I know it doesn't sound very good, but my Ashley went to school and told the school that his granddad was a famous Battle of Britain pilot and airman, and then Dad had to go to school and tell them that he was telling Ashley a story, but he did tell them some of his tales, because Dad had been buried alive along with his brother and that mum and dad during an air raid. A Dougal bug hit the house and they were in an Anderson shelter, which then fell on top of the Anderson. But he survived that. And we need to have those sorts of stories and joys. I had a great Uncle Sid who was like a granddad to me, who would tell me some wonderful stories. I can't always repeat some of them on air, but they were wonderful stories, and we need that laughter, need that smile. And I'm not a great fan of Boris Johnson, but he's doing his best to keep the country uplifted. I know some of you are not going to agree with that, and that's perfectly fine because we live in a democracy. But we've got to try and be upbeat with what's going on in this world. Yes, there's going to be social distancing for a little while. And I know how much Ashley, my son, and my daughter-in-law Claire want their kids to go back to school, but they also want their kids to be safe. I want my wife Jackie to be safe. I want Leslie and Sandra and everybody else connected with the spiritual productions and Spirit Seeker and Wimbledon and Hatbury Spiritualist Church. I want you all to be safe and take what you are trying to do. Friend of ours just listening on break, Tria, she's working in the NHS. She's doing her part and she's a great healer as well. And she's been working very hard within the National Health, as have other members of the church. Take forward this few words. We are bearers of the light. We are messengers for the light, and we have our part to play. And as we depart this service, please join in with the meditation. Please take hold of the messages you have received from Sandra, the healing you have received from Leslie, and take hold that we are spiritualists and we fear nothing. The only fear to fear is fear itself, because when we're fearful of situations in our life, that resonates and becomes more and more and more fearful. What we need to resonate is love and light. The Beatles did a wonderful song in the 60s, All We Need Is Love. And that's truly one of the greatest gifts of the Spirit, is love. Take those messages, take those words, go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me, and more importantly, prove to the spirit world, you are not mistaken in following the teachings of the Spirit. I'd like to thank Sandra once again for your mediumship this morning. I'd like to thank Leslie once again. Next week, Jackie will be chairing the meeting. We've got Ian Mason, who will be doing the clairvoyance, and Ashley Robinson, who will be giving the address. Friends, loved ones, go in peace. Unto God's gracious care, protection, I commit you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. And the Lord give you his peace, now and forevermore. Amen. Please listen to Richard's meditation. Please connect to Spiritual Productions. I can't thank enough, Richard, what you've done for us. And I can't thank enough that Sandra and Leslie, what they've done for us this morning, and looking forward to next week's service. Good morning. God bless. Let's go out to this world and make a difference, because we can. We have the gifts of the Spirit. God bless you, friends. Bye-bye.
I've just been asked by Richard to guide you through this meditation. So if you'd like to just all close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and just relax your body. I'm not quite sure where we're going yet, but we're going to go somewhere nice. So let's just close our eyes. Let your bodies relax. Let your legs and your arms relax. And let's bring in that beautiful white light again as it goes through our body. Arms relax. Deep into our body. Today we're going to find ourselves by the sea. You can feel the sand beneath your feet. Notice as those little grains of sand go between your toes. Feel the heat and the warmth of the sun on the sand between your feet. Feel a slight breeze on your face. Enjoy that feeling of being relaxed, feeling of fresh air, feeling of the slight wind as it goes and blows your hair. I want you to walk across up to the sea, to just walk into the beginnings of the water. Watch as the water laps over your feet. Feel that cold water. Feel how energized it makes you feel. How calm you feel. Enjoy that feeling as it goes over your feet. Just go slightly deeper until it comes to your ankles. Have a splash around if you want. Nobody can hear you. Nobody can see you. Just let go. Walk along the shore. There are birds in the sky. You can hear seagulls. The sun is shining. Everything's wonderful with the world. Everything's peaceful and calm. Have a good splash around. It doesn't matter, nobody can see you. Let yourself go. Enjoy that energy. Just carry on walking. Walking along, splashing the water on your feet. Feel how refreshing it feels, how calming. You might see boats in the distance. And if you look carefully, you might even see some dolphins jumping, leaping in the air, knowing that they're with you. And just watch as they come closer to you. If you want, you can go slightly deeper into the water. You'll be quite safe. Just go slightly deeper into the water. And you might find the dolphins come close to you and swim around you. They might even nuzzle up to you. Put your hand out. Touch them. Feel close to them. Feel the energy they bring you. Feel nature. Feel your world and our world close to you. How wonderful it is. How amazing is the ocean and the sky. Enjoy that feeling of being at one with nature, feeling that calming water around you. Have a splash, lay back if you want. There's no need to fear the water. Just lay back in the water and relax and float. Notice how light your body feels. How wonderful it feels just to float as the waves gently pass you, as you gently go up and down with the waves. The water's not going over your face. There's no need to fear that you'll go under the water. Just gently lay and relax and float and enjoy that feeling. Feel the sun on your face. Feel the breeze on your body. Let any worries, any cares, any problems, just let them drift away. Enjoy that feeling of relaxing, of being calm. Hear the water as it just goes past you, as it laps onto the shore. And when you're ready, you can just gently stand up and carry on walking if you wish. Have a splash around. You might see some fish beneath the water. The water's so clear. You can see your feet. You might see some stones, even some pretty anemones, maybe some starfish. Some fish as they swim past you. Notice how brilliant their colours are. Nature is absolutely wonderful. This is our world. This is why we must take care of it. Why we must look after our world. It gives us so much. I want you to gently walk back through where you went, back to the shore, as the water gets shallower and shallower, until you come back out on the wet sand. Feel your feet in the wet sand. And if you look down, in front of you is a word written in the wet sand. This is a word that is important to you, that will give you hope, will give you upliftment. This is a word given to you from Spirit. Remember that word, it's important. And now gently walk back through the wet sand through the pathway where you can see where your feet went in the beginning. Enjoy that sun on your face as we walk back where we started our journey, knowing that we can come back to this beach anytime we want, anytime we feel we need to be relaxed, anytime we feel we need some peace and quiet, just some time away to ourselves. You can come back to this beach. I want you to feel your feet firmly on the ground, knowing that now our journey is coming to an end. Feel totally grounded, your feet deep down into the ground, and imagine the roots of a tree going deep down from your arms and your feet, making you feel secure, making you feel grounded, making you feel relaxed and back. Notice yourself back now in your chair in your home where you started your journey. And I'm going to send a cloak of protection around each and every one of you, saying you know your journey's over, you're totally grounded, you're totally refreshed and calm and energized, ready to face anything, ready to face your day and to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I'll leave those thoughts with you. God bless each and every one of you. And thank you, Richard, for allowing us to go on this journey. God bless you all.